there's nothing to make, orders, so
Right.
lunch came, I'm like, damn, it's gonna be slow. So I came back from lunch, and everything that we were gonna ship that day was pretty much processed while I was at lunch. That's fine. I go about my usual business, is making my list and everything, try to stay in front of the wave.
Okay.
And had everything under control, and Sandy, oh man, she got hit hard with a bunch of CVC orders.
Okay.
So that was another huge stack, like good 20 orders.
Ooh.
And so it was just a stack order. I was on top of it, I had it. And but in the middle of all this, last week, I guess on the 18th, I signed apparently for 10 modules, and we shipped 5. So they're like, where are the 5? This is obviously this is a little sidebar because like when I say people don't remember that I can't see it as such. She asked me, well, do you remember what happened? I think, really? You think I remember that
That's
one?
kind of like if you lost something, do you remember where you left it?
I mean, come on.
No.
But I can't see,
Yeah.
so I diligently make sure that I do everything as good as I can possibly do it, so that in the future, I do myself a favor. I can't remember that well anymore. I mean, like I'm telling you this because if I tell Andy, he's not going to listen. He's going to go one ear right out the other. Because, like I told you before, people don't remember that I, got messed up. He doesn't remember. They're never going to remember. So I have to do things to, do myself a favor. So.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm diligent about this stuff, and so it kind of makes me angry when something happens. So, I make lists and such, and I have a way of doing things so that way it doesn't get messed up. So,
Well, that makes sense.
so that, because I know that I'm not going to remember. I already know this ahead of time. I know I won't remember. So when I go to the cart to grab something, I physically take 5. I don't sign for 6. I don't sign for 4. I don't sign for 10. Even if they're going to make 10, but they've only made 5.
Right. And
I
we've
don't.
had that conversation.
Yeah. So I take what I take. And I
Right.
sign for what I take. That way, in the future, like you signed for this, I know in my head to say, yeah, for sure I took that many. Because I don't sign it unless I know for a fact I got that many.
Okay.
I'm just covering my own because I don't remember. I try to tell him, I can't tell him that I don't remember anything anymore. It's like, what do you want from me? I mean, I have a physical dent in my brain. I mean, it's there forever. I can't control that.
So the 10 that you signed for 5
We
shipped.
shipped 5 between the 18th and yesterday.
Okay.
And he's saying, well, where are they? In the middle of yesterday's hectic nightmare. I'm like, you really expect me to remember all that? And I was like, I'll get to it. And so he, till towards the end of the day, when everything finally settled down, Raphael's like, so is this going to ship tomorrow? And then he just kind of laughs, and I'll ask him. In my head, I'm thinking, why are you telling? Because I already know they're not there. You know they're not there. Vicky knows they're not there. I know they're not there. So what does he expect me to say today? What does he want me to say? I took them home and sold them on eBay. Because if he insinuates that I'm lying, I'm going to get angry. So I'm trying to just avoid that. Right. Because I don't like being called a liar. So take this seriously. I'm not happy that I stuck in a job that's like below me.
So the 10.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, where's Erica? Who put 10 on the paper even though it should have been 5?
They say they made 10, and the thing that he has as proof is that, well, there's serial numbers. There's 5 that are accounted for and 5 that are not. So where are those 5? In my mind, I'm thinking, well, I didn't accidentally ship them, obviously, because it would be in the system.
You only shipped 5.
I shipped 5, so he's saying, where are the other 5? I don't know, and that's all I can tell him. I don't know, because I don't. I have no idea.
Okay. So how many people touch these modules?
Between production and the stockroom, it's just me. Obviously, if I have to ship them, I ship them.
Okay, you're not helping me here.
I know, just production. But he's gonna fall back and say, well, they made serial numbers. It's like, yeah, but if you want to get that nitpicky and run a comb through it, did you physically see them put those serial numbers on physical modules? No. Well, then did anybody see me put them in the wrong location? No. They're not in the wrong location. These are big modules. You can't just accidentally put them in the wrong box or location. They're huge. And I remember when they made a whole bunch of them, the whole location was full. There was no way to get anything else in there. It was as full as it could get. And I don't pay attention to it. I don't go home thinking about, I wonder who's going to take me 40 LEDs. No. I come back to work. If there's 5 less, I can't tell.
Yeah.
That's another vision thing that he doesn't get, and it drives me crazy because I can't tell him because he won't listen.
So you shipped 5, you shipped 5.
I shipped 5. It's recorded in the system. So he's saying where's the 5 that are left over, or supposed to be left over. He hates hearing it, I don't know, but that's all I can say because I don't know. I have no idea.
So in your head, you were thinking you were shipping 5?
I did ship 5.
No, but on the paperwork, but not 10.
On the paperwork, I signed for what I took. See, that's doing myself a favor. It says 10, and I don't need to second guess myself and go, well, there must not have been 10. No, there had to have been 10 because I don't sign it.
Okay.
unless there's 10. So
So
there
then
is
you
5.
pull them, you sign, you pull them, and then, or they,
I take them off the cart in production, put them on my rack, and whatever I take, I sign for it. And on the paper, there it is, it says 10, so I did sign for it. I can't go back and say, well,
And you
maybe I
took
didn't.
10.
I took 10, because I signed for 10. And, you know, I can make the argument that, well, maybe they only made 5, but they said they made 10, but then where are those 5 serial numbers? So I don't have any idea, so I'm saying this is going to get all messed up, and he's going to insinuate things, and I'm just going to get angry about it. I don't know.
and there's no way, well, obviously there's a way to track to see those serial numbers.
Right.
But, and where were they going?
To stockroom, I mean, the 10 that they made, I shipped 5. And the
To
other,
who?
I don't remember. He knows all that information, you know, as far as which customer and the serial numbers themselves. But
And is the customer saying they only received 5?
they were supposed to get 5, as far as I know. They were only supposed to get 5. It's not like they made the order for 10 and only shipped 5. I
So
did
now
it
I'm
correctly.
confused.
Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying.
Okay.
I can't remember. I can't even see. So
This is the order. The order says 10.
order said 5.
Order said 5.
They made 10,
Okay.
so I had supposed to have 5 left over.
Okay, but if they made 10, big effing deal.
Right.
The order says 5, you pulled 5, you shipped 5.
Yeah. We had an order for 5 yesterday, and we couldn't ship them because.
Okay, but at what point, if you pulled 5 and you shipped 5, these other 5 that are, don't we look to production to see if, packing, if they're over there?
They're not. I mean, they made them on that day, on the 18th. So I took.
But do you see what I'm saying? Where's their part in this? If the paper said 5, you pulled 5, you shipped 5.
Well, I
They
had the paper
made
saying
10.
they made 10, but I got them from them, so it's not like they were
But
ever
you
in
already
stock.
but you physically pulled 10?
From their location.
Okay, so
Yeah.
5 went to one place, 5 is supposed to go somewhere
So
else.
it's supposed to go to stock, which I'm saying
Stock.
my argument is they did.
I'm just trying to figure out, okay,
Right.
so the ones that went to stock didn't go to stock, so where are they?
Exactly. In my mind, they did go to stock. Who
Okay.
took them? I have no idea.
Okay, so can't your defense be, this is what I
Somebody
did,
came in. Yeah.
this is the process I did,
Mhm.
like I do every day.
Right.
I pulled 10, 5 went to here, 5 were going to stock.
Stock.
I shipped 5.
Right.
These 5,
They're in stock.
in my best honest opinion, went to stock.
Yeah, exactly. That's all I
After
can
that
say.
point,
I don't know.
I don't know where.
He's
where
gonna get all pissy with me, and that's the part that bothers me. And I'm good at biting my tongue, so I do. I just eat shit, whatever.
Right.
Fine. Let him
But
think
that
what he
makes
wants to
sense though.
think.
I mean, at what? Okay, so who's been over there because Vicky's been gone?
Right.
During that
Since
time
the
frame?
18th, yeah, Vicky wasn't there. So.
Okay. So
Who has
Anna
access?
was there. Esme was there.
Yeah. As far as who goes in and out of the stock room, I have no idea.
Well, but couldn't one of them have put that stuff back into stock?
It's possible. That's
the
the other-
wrong-
They're huge modules, so it's not like they're in the wrong place. And that's the other thing, like
Okay.
patronizing.
I'm reaching here.
I just don't. I don't like when he asks.
Like,
me.
how big are we talking?
They're 48. They're about the length of like a baseball bat. I mean, they're big
Oh.
modules. You can't just lose them, you know. And then he'll ask me, "Well, you better find them." It's like, I looked for them several times yesterday. Vicky looked for them several times. He knows that we both can't find them, so he just keeps telling me, "You gotta find them." Oh shit, there they are.
Imagine that.
I don't know where they are. I just simply don't. My opinion is that I put them in stock. I always do, and somebody came to take them.
Who else would use that module?
I see. That's the thing. I don't know who
Would
goes in there. Philip goes in
Wilson?
there. Cindy goes in there. There's a bunch of people that go in there and just take stuff. They don't say anything. Armando. It could be anybody. In my opinion, Willie should have put a system so that if somebody's going to borrow something or take something, they need to scan it like an order. This is what happens. I get blamed,
Right.
and I'm the low rung on the ladder, so I'm going to get blamed, even though I didn't do anything. And-
But that's that makes sense though, what you're
Right.
saying.
Right.
So,
There's no
I
way
mean,
to prove
first they
it
need
is the
to ask
problem.
Armando, they need to ask Wilson, they
Right.
need to ask Cindy, they need to ask whoever has access to go
Right.
in there and just
Did you
hey,
take the model? You think they're going to admit it? That's my problem.
I understand that, but they need
He says
to.
he did that. He says he already asked if, you know, anybody, because in his mind, we were supposed to fill out a material request form.
How many
Nobody
times
does
I was gonna
that.
say, how many times do I even know people
Yeah.
go in there and
And
take
don't
stuff and don't
sign for anything.
Right.
So I found one just sitting in the lighting building, just sitting there. I don't know what it's for or who, but it's just sitting there. It's been there for all week. So that's not going to get recorded in the system. But is my word against whoever, and he's not going to take my word, obviously. And the point I'm trying to make is that I have to do this menial job, and it's all I have left. So I do it meticulously. I cover my ass so that I don't have to worry, oh, did you do that or did you not do? I know for a fact. Because I get mad over it. It's like, okay, look, how many did you take? I make lists, you know, that stuff that flies over his head. I have to make special lists because this is a new thing that happened yesterday. That's why yesterday was such a mess. I make a list of stuff that I take, there's no work order for. I need to ship it. I don't have time to sit here and wait. Oh, well, Sharon hasn't sent it. I don't have time. UPS is right there. I need these modules. I gotta ship them, or they're not gonna go. So I take them, and then there comes the confusion. Like, when am I taking them? So I said, all right, fine, make another list.
Yeah.
So I made 2 lists. One list for just all the stuff I'm gonna need for the day. So that way there's a visual, like, hey, look, this is what I need. And then another list, modules taken with no work order. Part number and the quantity, and I keep up on this list. So I'm making 2 lists during the day.
If you don't send something because there's no work order, who gets in trouble?
In the end, I'll get in trouble because if I don't remember how many I took and they say they
But I'm
need,
saying, if you don't, hey, there's no work order for it, I'm not doing it. I'm not taking it.
that's the new policy now. Because I complained yesterday
Yeah.
because he saw that there was all this stuff. He's like, I can't. What am I supposed to do? He's like, okay, well, I'm gonna talk to Jigna and Elena. So he came to me and he said, look, I told Elena, I told Jigna, if there's modules on the cart, if there's no work order, he's not taking them.
Okay, okay.
Fine by me.
Yep.
That's great.
Yep.
So yesterday I did that, and what happened? Almost everything didn't ship. Almost. I was busting my ass to get all that stuff done, and I did it. And that brings me to another point. That little section. That's, you know, I did drop some modules, and I got pretty pissed. I mean, because that guy, he sees me coming. The guy working the ovens. I'm not saying he's stupid. Maybe he is, but he's stupid somewhere else, I guess, because that spot is not a good place. Because if I'm rushing to try to get past these little obstacles, number one, I can't see, and number two, I'm rushing around to get these orders shipped out. I turn the cart and a bunch of modules fell out. And that makes me look bad. It's like, I shouldn't have to be rushing around like that to finish these orders anyway.
Right,
That's
which is the whole,
case
that's a
number
whole
one.
other
Right. But I can do it, and I did do it. But it was, if I hadn't moved that fast, then it wouldn't have worked yesterday.
Because the doors were open on the ovens.
The doors were open. He had a cart with modules on it, just out in the way. I'm like, I can't hit that. 'Cause if I hit that, those are modules with no bubble wrap. They're gonna fall on the floor. So I avoided it, and a bunch of modules fell on the floor.
Because I've already
He
told
stands
them
there.
that they need to make sure that the floors are clean, that the zip ties aren't on the floor.
Right.
Because,
Yeah, that
you
was
know,
the big thing.
people
But
slipping. I mean, I said people slipping, tires or wheels hitting it,
Yeah.
jamming.
like,
So-
oh man, but that happened. But that was because I was rushing. But if I hadn't been busting my ass to get all this stuff done, it wouldn't have happened. Now, I don't expect Andy to go, oh, good job, whatever. But for him to look past everything that I've been doing, and he made a mistake that I would have made. But I'm not going to point it out because he was in there in the production room. And I was like, I got to get this order done. And I was loading the cart up with some of the modules that they did have a work order for. I put them on the cart. And he's like, okay, do this order. I'm like, okay, look, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 17. So I'm walking away. I'm like, 17. He signs for 17, gives me the work order. Elena comes back like an hour later and says, we made 20. He signed the work order wrong because he was rushed, and that's what happens to me. But I can't tell him that because he won't listen to me. Well, you got to make sure. Well, how am I supposed to make sure when you're being rushed like that?
Well, the problem is in production, all of a sudden at the end of the day, well, we have to ship all these,
Yeah.
and they're all
Quickly.
jamming. It's like, well, why aren't we, you know,
Spacing this out a little.
why aren't we planning ahead?
Right.
Why aren't they working maybe a half Saturday like they used to get caught up so that everybody's not running around like idiots?
Yeah, I'm the
Because
only
that's
one
when
running
mistakes
around
happen.
like that. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to tell him. I mean, I don't think it's going to go well. I try to
So,
tell him.
what do you think's going to happen today?
He's going to come in, he's going to say, so what are those modules? And I'm like, all I can say is I don't know, because I don't. All I know is what I did, which is I signed for them. According to him, I shipped 5 that day. I shipped 5. I put the other 5 in stock. Because what else am I going to do
Then you
with
say, you know what, I put them over there. What you maybe need to do is talk to the people who are in the stock room.
Right.
Because I did my portion, and I did my portion correctly.
That's all I can do is
That's all-
stand by what I did.
That's right.
So that's what I'm going to do, just saying he's not going to. He's going to blame me for one way or the other. That's why I brought an email, because back in August, there was an overstock. And I told him, you know, why would I tell myself if I did something wrong? Why would I go, oh, you know, look what I did. There was there was too many. I told him, look, we have more than we're supposed to have. And he went into this whole thing with all of his records. And, you know, you did this or you did that, whatever. And then a week passed, I didn't hear anything. So I emailed him, oh yeah, about those modules. So what happened? He never replied. So what's that mean? Somebody else messed up and he chose not to tell me? That's the only suspicion I can come to.
Maybe.
So what am I supposed to do with that? You know, I mean, how do I know that this isn't the same case? And that brings me down to the fine-tooth comb. If you want to go down to it, did you physically see them put the serial numbers on a
Did
module?
anybody talk to Esme? Because she was in the stock room.
I doubt it.
She's going to be here today.
Yeah, well,
She's
he's
going to be here taking Sandy's spot.
Right.
Say, hey, Was she there when you brought him in? Was that
Again,
who was
I
there?
don't remember. I hate when people do that. Remember on the 18th? I don't
I know.
remember.
No, I know.
I just don't.
Maybe you can ask her, hey, I had these modules, I brought 5 into the stock. Were you there that day that I brought them in? They're the bigger size.
Right. She wouldn't remember because that door's always shut. And, you know,
She might.
maybe. I guess it's worth a shot.
It's worth a shot.
I'd love see, and the other thing I don't think he gets is that I want to know what happened because it
Right.
bothers me. Because
Right.
I go so out of my way to make sure everything's perfect.
Yeah.
To the point where I go to ship the module, I grab it, take it to the room, to the computer, and scan it to make sure that I do the math in my head before I get to the computer. And if it doesn't match, instant question. But it always matches because I make sure that everything's perfect. Which is why I don't like signing for stuff without seeing it. Because if I do that, I sign for 10, only make 9, bam, I'm screwed. So I don't like signing for anything unless it's actually physically there. That's how I know I did take 10 because I wouldn't have signed for it unless there was actually 10. But where those 5 went, I have no idea, and he's not going to like hearing that.
Well,
I don't know what to
let
say.
him come to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Because
have to.
he's probably going to.
Yeah, oh, he is for
Exactly.
sure. As soon as he gets here.
I mean, all you can stick to is what the process was you did, which was correct.
Right.
What happens to them once they get into the stock room,
I don't have
people
control
come and
over
take, it's out of your control.
Right.
It's not like you're in the stock room and you see people in and out and you can control that. You're not over there. You're
Yeah.
on your side and you've done your part.
Right.
So,
What can I do about that? I mean, I do take some mental notes. I see Sendy go in there, and
Yeah.
he's empty-handed, and he walks back to QA with the module. It's like, what was that you just took? Because that reflects on me in the end. So that's why I don't like that. But
I don't know why they
can't
don't do
prove
that.
any of this
Because they've
stuff.
talked about having them either write down what they've taken out or something.
yeah,
But there's no control over there. And that's why our inventory's screwed up.
it gets screwed up.
Right?
I'm the one that gets blamed, and that bothers me because I don't have control over that. I have control over my part of it, but not everybody else's.
That makes sense.
But he's not gonna, you know. I'm always at the blame. There's no winning. I mean, you've obviously never had to argue with him, but even if you're right, he'll find a way to make you wrong.
I know.
So I like proof. You know, that's why I got mad about the job to the point where, like, I'm gonna do this like ridiculous. You don't need to be that meticulous about it, but yeah, you
Okay,
do.
well.
I do because I can't see and I can't remember. So I don't want to be like, oh, second guessing. I said, did I sign for it? No, I know I took 10 because I signed for 10. I don't sign for it unless I actually have it. That's how I cover my own ass.
If he talks to you today and it does not go as perhaps maybe we think it should go,
Right.
let me know
All right.
and I'll talk to him.
All right. It's
Do you
like I
want to talk to
said.
him beforehand?
You don't have to. I just wanted somebody who has a soul to understand what was going on.
Yeah,
you
so
know?
that makes sense. That totally makes sense.
Yesterday was a nightmare, but that was just because it wasn't my fault. Because I was glad that he told him, like, look, he's not going to take it. That's fine. It's going to be a huge disaster. That's not going to work.
Well, besides
Clearly, but it's not my fault. He told me to do it, so I did that. And yesterday, things didn't almost legit. But
And the people who should be getting in trouble for some of these things not happening the way that they're supposed to be coming out of production never seem to have any repercussions.
at all. So it's just me. It's always on me.
Or
So,
Elena.
A little high strung, yeah. But that's why. You know, I mean, I don't know how else to explain it. So, and then the rush that it caused. Look what happened. I almost knocked the whole cart full of modules over, and he had to do some of the shipping, and he signed a work order wrong, which he always gets me for. You did the same. You made the same mistake.
No.
So how are you gonna get mad at me
Yeah.
for that? See what happens when you rush. I wouldn't have to rush if other people had done their jobs the right way. So it all comes down on me. But what I'm saying for him, on a personal level, is you can't expect me to remember things like that. You can't expect me to see. I can't readily see anything.
Well, it's smart though that you're making lists. I make lists all the time.
That's the best
Because
way.
there's too much stuff going
Yeah.
on. There's no way. And I learned this like when I was a cosmetic manager, and I was a new cosmetic manager, and I thought, I know what I'm doing.
Right.
Well, I had how many different vendors that I was working for in the cosmetic department at this time. And the store manager would come in and say, do you know about this? And it's like, okay, I can deal with that. And then he'd start listing all these things every morning to me. And I'm like, he goes,
Keep track.
how do you know what I just told you?
Yeah.
It's like, because it's in my head. He says, no, you need to start writing
have
it
to
down.
write it down,
And then
yeah.
when I kind of screw up a few things, I'm like, oh yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It works.
So
It's
I
a
do.
system that works.
I make lists. I have lists going everywhere.
Yeah, they work. I mean,
They
for a
do.
visually thing, white Sharpie or black Sharpie on a white page is way easy for me to see.
Yeah.
So, but to kind of explain to him the hurdles that I'm talking about, is people writing stuff in light red pen. I can't see that. Like, what are you doing? You know,
Yeah, that makes it hard.
and then expect me to, like, you know, maneuver around all these obstacles. I can't see, and I can't explain it to people because they just don't get it.
Once I went, even on the zip tie things, I told Jigna, I was like, hey, you know what? I'm tripping over these when I walk through. Other people are tripping on them. They're sliding on. It's a hazard. They need to clear it up. I just left it at that.
Yeah.
I said, carts coming through.
That's
They're
so
gonna hit
good.
it.
Yeah.
We can't have it like that.
Yeah.
So, okay, we'll fix that.
Problem
So, I'll bring it up. Hey, you know, people are walking through here. We need to make sure that this isn't blocked.
Right, and just the production, like putting, because I shipped the wrong module last week. And that was the other thing. I put a red X on the 17th because it was a bad day, and I knew there was going to be a problem, a mistake in the future. I made a mark on the calendar, and there was a problem. And of course, after he walked away, I remembered, oh yeah, that was a bad day. But he was already gone. I was explaining that to him, you know. But that day I shipped one module that wasn't the right one, but they looked exactly the same. Exactly the same. And I can't sit there and look at every single module. I'm really expecting to do that. It would take forever to finish shipping. So I have to rely on the system. I scan the barcode and scan the serial numbers. Scan the barcodes. He fixed the system now, so that way I scan just, because Willie changed the system for lighting. Now you just scan one part number barcode and then the serial numbers, just the serial numbers.
Okay.
If you scan the part number barcode again, like I've been trained for 8 years to do,
Right.
it used to record that as a serial number, and then you end up finishing the order and you didn't do it right. So he made it so that it'll prompt error code or an error box, and it won't record that as the serial number. So I could sit here, I told him, like, I don't have time to sit here scanning my scanning look at the screen. I can't do that for every module, so I just quickly, especially after like a day yesterday, there's no way this is going to ship if I have to do it like that. So I do it quickly, and then this way, if I scan the wrong part or barcode, I'll look back at the screen to finish with the tracking number, and there won't be any serial numbers on the screen. So that's good. That's good.
Yeah,
that prevents the
a lot
problem.
of systems in place that would say, hey, this is not the right way to do it.
Right, and it works now. Willie fixed it.
Good.
Willie even told him if he finds any other loopholes in the system, I'll give him $20. Awesome. I won't expect $20. Yeah, exactly. I know there will be, because there always is, but that's fine.
Okay.
But that worked. That's new, thing that he's got going with the system. That's fine. But like I said, those modules are exactly the same. But they fix, but that's the little things that I'm talking about that people don't remember, that I can't see, and it's like, thank you for that. I appreciate you putting the exact same module. Because there was another problem with some modules that look exactly the same. It was the first time we'd ever shipped them, and the only difference in the part number was an A. Just an A, 3088A. I have never shipped a 3088A ever. It's the first time.
And who does that go to?
That with customer?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
And it's just like a new part?
They're new, yeah. There's a
Okay.
location for it now, but
Okay.
they look exactly like the 3088 with no A. They look exactly the same. So he gave me crap for that because I put the 3088As in the location for the ones that have no A. But like, my vision, how am I going to explain to him? I can see specific things, like your teeth. I can't see your head. I can see your mouth, or one eye, or two eye, the other eye, but nothing else. So I see 3088, the A is not visually there. I can't see it. And even if I have time to look at that, to me, the module looks exactly like the same. So I look at the end part of it to make sure what it is. Is it an O2A? Is it an O1A? Is it an 08? What is it? Because the first part of the thing has always been the same. But he was giving me crap for it in his office, and I was like, yeah, they're exactly the same. He's like, oh, no, the PCB board's different. Really?
Is that inside?
Huh?
Is it the board inside?
Yeah,
the casing?
exactly, exactly. They weigh the same, they're the same module, essentially, but like, oh, the software is different. How am I supposed to know that? Yeah, I'm supposed to be psychic somehow. But the point is, the small little things that, when they mix modules that look exactly the same, or they put the wrong recorder with the wrong module.
Right.
It's all like, but these are all hurdles that I'm trying to jump to get my job done correctly, and I do to get it done correctly nearly 100% of the time.
Right.
But he doesn't see any of that. I couldn't explain it to him.
I think he thinks you're doing a pretty good job.
It'd be a lot easier if some of these hurdles were just not thrown in my way.
Right.
It's like I'm disabled.
It's not by choice.
No, I know they do it innocently, but still, it's just, come on. If I was in a wheelchair, would you throw marbles down in front of my wheels? I mean, that's essentially what they're doing.
Maybe once. No.
Maybe once. Yeah, watch me blow up, lose
kidding.
my job. But just the small things that I gotta do, that's all.
I think he's aware. I don't always think people are the most compassionate people,
Right,
or think before they speak,
right,
which, it's not an excuse, it's just a flaw.
right.
So, but I don't necessarily don't hear anything back.
Right.
You know, I mean, I know he knows that you're trying really hard.
Right. I'd hope so, because I mean, because like I said, it's not like I strove to be a shipper when I was in elementary school.
Right.
I'm stuck. I have no choice. I invest all my intelligence into doing this perfectly.
Right.
So it's why it bothers me when he basically essentially tells me I messed up when it's possible that wasn't me. But I have
Well,
no
and it
proof.
sounds like it was not. Well, okay, that's the hard part about it.
Yeah,
It does
that's the
sound
worst
like
part about it.
It's not your fault.
Right. I try to cover my ass as best I can, so I have proof, but I don't have any proof in this case. So I don't know what to do, other than I don't know.
Is there a way then for people to scan items that they would take out of stock?
I'm
there?
sure they could. I mean, they could
can
bring
they
it
just
to
set
me.
up a computer and a scanner of some sort?
They could.
they
I'm
could
sure
do
they
that?
could. So like, oh, we need to take these. So,
Right.
and if you're gonna bring
You
it
have a
back,
login, you
yeah,
scan
a
it.
log. They should have some type of an electronic log as to what gets taken, so that this never happens again.
Right.
Mysteriously, I doubt this would ever happen again because I don't. What would I do with the modules? I mean, other than put them in stock. I don't go home and think about those modules. I mean, I just don't. I do my job.
Are you using them to power your car?
Yeah, right. My MTA bus, I got parked in my
Right.
driveway. So I'm just saying, this. I just wanted to get that out of the way
Okay.
because I don't want
Keep
to
me
blow
posted.
up.
Let me know.
All right.
I mean,
I'm sure he will, but I'm just gonna. I don't know. I just don't know. I remember him saying, well, "I don't like to hear. I don't know." Oh,
Okay, so let's look in a thesaurus and figure out what can you say other than I don't know.
I'm baffled.
I'm dumbfounded. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah. So.
But I mean, you've asked them? I mean, it's one thing if he asked them, but have you asked these other guys?
No, I mean, because this came up yesterday, and yesterday was like a rush, barely get everything out. UPS had to come back because we were still shipping things, and that's how big packed it got yesterday.
I would start with Esmond. I would ask Hannah. Because they're both in that stock room.
Yeah.
And they were probably both in that stock room at that time frame. Because the 18th was a
Friday?
payday.
Yeah. So you know everybody was here.
So I know they were here.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, Anna wasn't here.
Oh, right, she was on vacation, so it's just Desmond.
So is Esmond.
Yeah.
So,
The only other offering I can give as far as maybe somebody who saw what happened, or
Right.
anybody that walked in there and left with modules, because I didn't see. I'm not in there all day long, so
right.
I keep that tight, you know. I
Yeah.
try to, because of reasons like this. But when it's my word versus theirs, I'm never doing that. I just never will. Doesn't matter how long I've been here. I'm just a little rung on the ladder. I'd hope not, because I
Yeah.
mean,
I
I've
mean,
never
you have good
done anything.
points. And if people would listen,
Yeah.
people don't always like to listen.
No.
No matter who it is.
Right.
So, and, I mean, I know I send emails out to people. I never hear back.
Right.
It's like, why? Why does it...
Convenient.
Why don't people respond to me? So, I mean...
I just remember him giving me a lot of crap for that, and I remember
Right.
what happened, and he never got. I mean, that's fine. He usually
That's
gets
good.
crap. Somebody took him and didn't say anything, or entered the work order wrong, or whatever it was. But not my fault.
Right. Oh, is this...
That's all I want to hear. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, exactly.
Please, just tell me.
Yeah, so I know, like, because I'm going crazy over here. I think I'm like in the twilight zone. 'Cause I know for a fact, fill in the blank.
Esme should be here.
Yeah.
For the thing 45. Ask her. Ask her now.
See if she knows if anybody took the modules. So I hope. Yeah.
So,
So that's what happened.
okay. All right. I think you're
It's a
fine. I think
disaster.
you're okay.
All right. In this instance.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's the last. All right.